This video is not sponsored by James Corden. Alien X, the Omnitrix's DNA sample of a celestial sapien, is perhaps one of the most debated characters in not only the Ben 10 fandom, but the entirety of the power scaling community. It's unsurprising that such a mysterious and all-powerful character would find itself at the forefront of discussion even nearly a decade after the franchise's last good iteration. You heard me, Reboot fans. I just made the coldest take in human history.
Shut the fuck up!
Damn, dude.
Hey, shut the fuck up!
Barney, you wanna chill?
Shut the fuck up!
God damn, son.
Shut the fuck up!
Alright, cut!
Shut the fuck up!
I mean, my last video on Alien X is literally the video that skyrocketed my YouTube channel, all the way from around 600 subscribers to 1.8k. So I'd be remiss if I said that I didn't have some kind of newfound respect for the character, even if within the shows themselves, Alien X was mostly just an underwhelming addition, especially when regarding all of the hype surrounding him in promotional media.
After all the hype, the Alien X smoothie was a real disappointment. Kinda tastes like filler.
Don't get me wrong, I love Alien X as much as anyone else, and I appreciate the significance of why Ben doesn't choose to use him that often. But I always felt that it was somewhat underwhelming that such an interesting concept found itself used in only a handful of episodes, when the idea of the alien itself was something never really seen before, and not really seen since either. I've always wondered, where did Celestial Sapiens come from? Like, did they create the Omniverse? If not, how did they evolve to have such amazing capabilities? How can they exist outside of creation itself? You know, a lot of questions. For years, these questions have plagued me, sitting at the back of my mind as I churned through several incoherent theories as to the origin of such powerful life forms. That's when, one day, everything changed. Finally, the last piece of the puzzle had been found. With this single turn of history, all the pieces fell firmly into place, and I became aware of the secret that had been right in front of us all along. Buckle up for some bullshit, my friends, and prepare for a brain blast of a lifetime. Please suspend your disbeliefs and allow me to explain to you why Celestial Sapiens are artificial life forms created by none other than Elon Musk. By the end of this video, I'm sure I'll have you convinced. It's hero time.
Look into my eyes, everything I left behind. What I paid to make this right.
First of all, allow me to get the obvious clue out of the way, so all of you can get your eye rolling over with and focus your attention on the finer details of this very serious theory that I'll be presenting. Elon Musk is obsessed with the letter X, Alien X, the logo and the alien have the same color scheme. Very good, but it's not compelling evidence on its own, is it? But now that that's out of the way, let's discuss the actual comparisons that we can use to support the idea that Celestial Sapiens are artificial life forms created by Elon Musk. Let's begin by acknowledging the birthplace of Celestial Sapiens, the Forge of Creation. We can obviously make the assumption that the Forge of Creation gets its name from the fact that Celestial Sapiens are born here, and they possess the power to alter reality as they see fit, hence the creation part. However, let's take a little bit of a deeper look, okay? Humor me here. A forge is a place where things are created, and the term Forge of Creation lends itself to the idea that this is a place where a specific thing is created, as this is the forge of its creation. This is clearly the Celestial Sapiens, as they are created here. We know the Celestial Sapiens do have a life cycle, but they don't necessarily follow an identical life cycle to humans, especially seeing as they spend their infant years floating in a bubble on their mother's hands. And that means that either I'm an alien, or that isn't a normal thing for humans to do when they're being born. On top of that, we don't see any form of belly button on Celestial Sapiens, and belly buttons are a telltale sign of mammalian birth. We see other aliens in Ben 10 that do have belly buttons, and we see other aliens that don't, so we know for a fact that some aliens are born in different ways to others. We don't see the mother birthing the baby Celestial Sapien, and we see that it doesn't have a belly button, nor is it within an egg of some kind, so we could perhaps hypothesize that this baby was artificially created and then given to this mother to protect and overlook until it reaches adulthood and can act for itself, seeing as that's our only remaining option to theorize on. What else lends to this is the actual body shape of Celestial Sapiens. Why would omnipotent beings who have no need to walk nor carry anything have hands or feet? Why have eyes when you're cosmically aware? Well, just look at us humans. We build robots in our image all the time, so why wouldn't Elon Musk do the same thing when creating the Celestial Sapiens? It's just a case of making something canny, or uncanny in some cases. On top of that, the Forge of Creation exists outside of the known universe, and let's be honest with ourselves, some of Elon's posts really make him seem like he's from another dimension as well. You may be thinking that it's absurd to propose that Elon would have the technology at his disposal to create celestial sapiens, but remember, he has made attempts in genetic engineering technology, so we can stretch our imaginations to accept that he eventually develops the technology to create life forms as powerful as celestial sapiens. To support our theory, let's look over the traits of the celestial sapiens themselves. Firstly, they're completely indestructible. What else is indestructible? The Cybertruck.
Oh my fucking god.
Secondly, their bodies have a space-like pattern, and Elon Musk owns a company called SpaceX, so wanting to incorporate space into the appearance of his artificial species makes complete sense. On top of that, the vast majority of the celestial sapiens seen in UAF are seen in a T-pose, and T is the first letter of the name of the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, now known as X, so there's another subtle hint. To further on that, let's recognise that the majority of the Forge of Creation is blue, just like the subscription service of Twitter, Twitter Blue. And like the celestial sapiens who float around within the Forge of Creation, Twitter Blue is utterly useless. Another piece of evidence to support our theory is the way the celestial sapiens function in the first place. Within celestial sapiens, multiple personalities exist, and only when an agreement is made can the celestial sapien make a move. This is just like how Elon Musk's social media platform operates, where headstrong personalities clash in a constant series of arguments that almost never resolve anything or reach any kind of firm conclusion, save only for the rare occasions where a voice of reason is heard. Elon Musk likely saw the structure of his platform and decided, that'll work, and used that as the basis for how celestial sapiens function. To further support this evidence, let's look at the names of the two personalities that exist within Ben's Alien X, Bellicus and Serena. First, Bellicus. His name contains both the words bell, belly, and cuss. First, Bell. X has a bell-shaped notification icon. For Belly, also known as Berry, the currency of the hit manga/anime series known as One Piece, alluding to the fact that celestial sapiens are just one of Elon Musk's creations, just one piece of his overall ingenuity. Finally, the word cuss. If you add an extra S, you get the word cuss, something that people on X like to do a lot. However, even without the extra S, you have the word cuss, the name of a character from Dragon Ball. And as we all know, Dragon Ball fans and Ben 10 fans don't tend to get along too well, so Elon Musk was aware of this, obviously, and so he named Bellicus as a way to sneakily make a jab at the Dragon Ball fandom with his clearly superior creation. I'm sorry, Goku fans, it's just how it is. Now, Serena. This one is a little more difficult to decipher, but if you take off the first two letters of her name and add an extra A in their place, you get the word arena, which is the kind of atmosphere that X has. While we're dissecting names, let's now look at the words Elon Musk and Celestial Sapien. Let's take these two words and let's remove every letter of Elon Musk's name that is also found in the word Celestial Sapien. Doing this, we are left with the letter O as well as MUK. First, let's look at the significance of MUK. Muck, coincidentally, is also the name of a Generation 1 Pokemon. What type of Pokemon is Muck? A poison type. What's similar to poison? Toxin. What's toxic? The user base of X. On top of that, if we take the letter removed from Elon's last name to get Muck, S, we can notice that the S sound is extremely similar to the ending of the word X. X. S. Clearly, this is a metaphor for X being a platform of poison and toxicity. Very good one, Elon. To take this even further, let's also acknowledge that the pre-evolution of Muck, Grimer, sounds remarkably similar to Grimes, an individual who Elon dated between 2018 and 2022. This is no coincidence, I assure you. Moving over to the significance of the O left over from Elon, this one actually has several points of significance. Firstly, O looks like 0, and 0 is vastly more important to our discussion, so we'll be treating the O as a 0. In mathematics, X cannot equal 0, as X indicates a number greater than 0. Therefore, this is symbolism of Celestial Sapiens, or Alien X, being greater than all other life forms, including the human who created them, Elon Musk. Interestingly, Elon Musk is not the only one related to a mathematical equation. There is also E equals mc squared, the equation invented by Albert Einstein, who many attribute Elon Musk to for some reason. This equation was parodied in the Ben 10 episode that Alien X first appeared in, X equals Ben plus 2. Clearly, this is Elon making another mockery of those who he deems lesser than himself and his creations. Aside from that, there is another piece of evidence. What else does O represent? The 0 in 10. Ben 10. Another piece of evidence, no doubt. We can't really refute that one. That just kind of puts the nail in the coffin there. But let's now look at Ben 23 and the Alien Extinction Alien X. Ben 23 does not possess Alien X, but if he did, it would be blue. The fact that Ben 23 does not use Alien X is another reference to Twitter Blue being absolutely fucking useless. In the case of Alien Extinction, please note the absurd amount of omnitrices on this Alien X's body. This is a representation of all the people who actually thought Twitter Blue was of value, plastering that pretty blue checkmark all over themselves because it made them feel more important as a result. Referring back briefly to the Cybertruck, let's also acknowledge that within Ben 10, we also see a vehicle called the Proto-Truck. What else follows this name scheme? Truck-kun. What does Truck-kun do? Isekais people to other worlds. This is another sneaky clue from Elon, alluding to the fact that he himself influenced a fictional world other than our own, transporting his creation of the Celestial Sapiens into the Ben 10 franchise through the power of the Cybertruck, which possesses capabilities equal to that of Truck-kun, if not even greater. Let's also acknowledge the behavior of the Celestial Sapiens. When they're stationary, they are completely rigid and unmoving, just like the mindsets of X users. They won't change their opinions no matter how many facts and pieces of logic they are presented with, just like how the Celestial Sapiens are completely stiff in their upright position. Another brilliant metaphor. On top of that, observe the structure of Celestial Sapien society. They hold the Galactic Council, and they believe themselves worthy of the authority to punish others for their actions just because they are more powerful than them. Just like the users of X, who will brutally belittle anybody they encounter because of the entitlement that the platform grants them. Now, with all of this presented evidence, I think I've made my point pretty clear by now. Clearly, the Celestial Sapiens are the work of Elon Musk, and anybody who says otherwise is just as foolish and ignorant as those who are terminally online using X. You can disagree all you want, but with this next piece of evidence, the final piece of evidence, I can disprove any arguments that you make against the theory and evidence that I have presented here today to prove that Elon Musk created Celestial Sapiens. Are you ready? Okay. Look at the word Celestial Sapien. Specifically, look at the last letter of the word, N. Do you know what other word ends with an N? That's right, dear viewers. This isn't just some absurdish theory made for a cheap laugh or for the sake of a shitpost. No, far from it. I presented you with fact. I told you the meaning behind my creation, taught you every nuance that influenced my decisions in creating the Celestial Sapiens. That's right, dear viewers. I created the Celestial Sapiens. Do you know what that means? That's right. All along, dear viewers, I, Kirigiri Kirin, was actually Elon Musk in disguise. It was an AI voice filter. It was deep-faked footage. All of this was a mere trick, an illusion made to bring you into the fold, to make you trust me, to bring you to your feet in worship of me. I traveled back in time and rewrote history. I was the one who created Alien X. I was the one who put that character into the Ben 10 franchise, and you are the ones who witnessed the spoils of my labor. That's right. None of this was a theory, but rather an explanation. And for my next video, I'll be discussing that time I went back in time and invented the X-Men.